Hey guys, I welcome you to today's video. So in today's video, I'm just gonna be walking you through how you can actually generate table of content using Google Docs. Okay, so this is quite simple, but I found out that a lot of people are having issues. I've received so many messages, in fact, in my DM, all about, could you please help me? Do you know how you can actually do this on Google Docs? Okay, and this is going to help you if you're using your phone to write a book and you're still finding it hard to make use of the Google Docs mobile app to add your table of content, or the Google Doc browser, which is the which is the web version, to add a table of content. Okay, so in this very video, I'm going to show you how you can do this using the mobile app and also the web browser. Okay, so then it is now left for you to decide which one is more easier and much appealing to you, which is going to be decided at the end of this video. Okay, so before we get right in, if this is your first time coming across this channel, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscription button, and also share this video. Then don't forget to hit the notification bell so you could get notified in my subsequent helpful videos. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so this is my Google Docs app. Okay, so this is the Google Docs app, and I'm sure before you get this is what you actually searched. You want to know how you can add a table of content using Google Docs. Okay, if you're making use of it to write a book, isn't it? Right. So this is it. So assuming we have all our books, we're done with the content generation, we're done with the formatting, and we just want to add a table of content. Don't forget that what makes up table of content are actually the references, which is the headings. Okay, and what do I mean by headings? Table of content is actually made up of your headings. It is this heading that make references to any unique page you want to jump into. Do you get the point now? So that is exactly what we'll be doing. So I want to assume you've actually set all your headings, but if you don't know how to do that, I'll be showing you right in this video. Table of content may consist of your chapter 1 and the title of your chapter 1. Okay, and we have different arrangement. So let's say, for instance, my chapter 1 is like this. My chapter 1 is this. Okay, so let's say this is how you prefer to write your chapter 1: relationship between theories. Okay, relationship between theories. Okay, so let's assume this is how you decide to write your chapter 1. Then your chapter 2 can be in this format. Let's see how chapter 2 is. Can you see chapter 2? Okay, so that means we're having chapter 2, right, copied out before the title of the chapter. So you can either have your chapters like this, or you can have it in this format where everything will be on a straight line, or you have a line break, or sorry, you have a second paragraph, okay, for the title of your chapter. So let's start with the first one. Now I'll be showing you guys three different methods in adding your table of content. Okay, I'll be doing two, making use of the mobile app, because of course I'm on the mobile app right now, the Google Docs app. And the last one, which happens to be the fastest, would be using the website. But the website, it's more like when you want to build a site using the Google site, it's not that mobile friendly. But there's a way I do go about it, most especially when I want to create a breakthrough page. Okay, but the challenge is that whenever you're making use of the website, the Google Docs site, to generate a table of content, trust me, it's not gonna be easy if you're making use of your smartphone. But I'll just show you the easiest way to go about this. Okay, now let's start with the first method. The first two methods are actually a kind of lazy method because they are kind of slower compared to the last one. So let's give it a try. Now I have my chapter 1 here, right? Now, the first thing I need to do is to make sure my chapter 1, all my chapters are headings. Okay, so I will highlight this. Now, listen to me. I will highlight this. All right, then I will just place my finger on the screen. I'll just drag it down a little so that the options at the top, you know, corner of the screen can actually display. All right, so I will just click this very option, this A with multiple lines at the right hand side. So I'm going to click the A is actually the formatting toolbox. Okay, so I will click style. As you can see, style right here. Okay, which is actually the second option, I mean the first option right here, aside the bold, italics, underline. I will just click the normal text. I will switch it to heading 1. All right, all of these things, in as much you're making use of heading, any of the headings you want to use here, it will make up your table of content whenever you want to generate your table of content. So I will choose heading 1 for that chapter 1. Oh, I think the thing is out of the cursor, so I will just drag it down again. Click this. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. There's a mistake here. Okay. So click this. Go to normal. Fix it to heading 1 or heading 2. Okay. So wherever you can decide to change the font. Mainly just to show you how you can add a table of content to your Google Docs, to your books using Google Docs, both app on the on the website. So this is it. Then what you need to do is, don't forget, now we have our headings, right? So this one is heading 1. All right, so we have the chapter 1 as our headings. All I need to do is just to check chapter 2 again. Okay, so I can decide to make chapter 2 heading 1 and the title heading 2. It is optional. I prefer making both of them self heading 1. This is optional, but so let's just play around it. Then I will choose heading 2 for the chapter 2 title. Okay, so let's stop here. I'll be using these two chapters as an example. All right, so now the first thing you want to do is, now that you have your chapter 1 as this, right? This is your chapter 1. Now the very first lazy method is this. You copy this chapter 1. All right, copy your chapter 1 under the table of content. All right, under the table of content, place your cursor here and enter. Then you can paste it. Now, while pasting it, don't forget, it's going to clear the formatting. You won't have the headings because you're placing it right under normal, the normal formatting style. If you come here, you see that by default, we have normal text. Okay, so it's going to just clear the heading formatting of the thing. Do you get the point now? Now, let's check chapter 2 and let's copy the whole of chapter 2 with the title. Copy this, then scroll up, then enter and paste your chapter 2. All right, now chapter 2 is another format of having your chapters. I'm just merging the two together. If you have your chapters written in the first format, which is the chapter 1 format, it's just like format A. Chapter 2 is another format, so you can decide to give your headings any of these formats. Okay, so in most cases I prefer using chapter 1 format, whereby we just have my chapter and the title right in front of it. That's about that. Now, how do I go about this? Don't forget that already these two formats, these two methods, they are already headings. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just to highlight this again. Okay, I will highlight chapter 1. All right, I will highlight chapter 1. Then I will now click these three dots. The moment you're done highlighting, it's going to display some options here. Can you see cut, copy, paste, and the last three dots here? All right, in a vertical line. Okay, so I will just click that and I will scroll down. I will see something like the last option here is insert link. So I'm going to click insert link. Now this is insert link and this is what we have here. Now, I didn't mean we have not, fixed those text, those chapters as headings. We won't have something like this. Okay, so this is showing us the number of headings we have in this document. Now, can you see now? Don't forget we have conclusion, but because I've not set it as an heading, so it's not going to display here. Okay, so let's say that's our chapter 1, then I will just select the one for chapter 1. Okay, so I will click that chapter 1. Okay, and I will click this tick button there. Okay, so that is good. So can you see now I have my chapter 1. Can you see this? So I've been able to link my chapter 1. Don't forget, this is like the very first lazy method. I'll just click this. Then if I click follow link, you see it's going to take me to chapter 1, right? Like I said, we still have conclusion, but because I've not made it an heading, so it's not going to work, right? Now let's do for chapter 2. I highlight chapter 2 as well separately. Don't forget chapter 2 and chapter 1 is quite the chapter title is different. Insert link. Now drop down the headings, chapter 2, tick. So this is how you continue adding all your table of content. Then highlight the title. Also, don't forget that one is, that one has its own. So highlight it. All right, click this and go to insert link, drop down, and how to make it work. Bam. All right, now because this chapter 2 has its own chapter title underneath, we can just decide to give it a kind of this option here. Okay, let me use the formatting tab. Now I will place my cursor behind it. All right, I want to give it a kind of to give it, if you're using the Microsoft Word, you know what it means to press tab. All right, so but I will just give it a bullet so that it will be highlighted as a chapter's title. Do you get the point now? So I will come to this formatting box as well, this formatting icon. So I'm going to click that, and I will just come to paragraph. I will use any of these. Okay, so this is the bullet. You can have it in number, so in case you want to number it, then I will just use bullet. Now, do you get the point now? So that means if I'm having my chapter in this chapter 2 format, that means my chapter 1 would be at the top, while the chapter's title will be having a bullet right underneath. Do you get the point now? No, chapter 3, the chapter 2 will be there, bullet. You bullet the title compared to if you're using chapter 1's method. So are you getting the point now? So that's basically how you go about this. So this is the very first method. That's number one. Now, secondly, you still have to, the second method is this. You still have to, do all the headings. Okay, so let's do this. Then let's make conclusion as well and heading. I'll just do the same thing. Come here, choose heading 1. All right, I'll choose heading 1 for that. Good. Now I will just go to under my table of content, enter. All right, so I want to start adding my table of content manually as well. So all I need to do is just to come to this plus icon here. Okay, so you want to click the plus. All right, so click this plus, then select the first option here, which is link. All right, so you want to link the table of content. This is the second method. So click link. Now don't type anything. All right, just leave the cursor here, allow it to be blinking, then click the headings again. Okay, so it's going to drop down all the headings you have in your document. So you just click the headings. Can you see for chapter 1 we have chapter 1, and can you see now after making conclusion and heading we are having it here, right? So click chapter 1. All right, so automatically you're going to have the text here. It will reflect automatically. Okay, so that's why I said allow the cursor to be right in that box. Okay, so that is it, and you have the link to chapter 1 here by default. Okay, you have the link to chapter 1 here by default. So all you need to do, okay guys, can you see this? So if you want to do for chapter 2, enter again, click the plus button, link, drop down the headings, chapter 2, do the same thing. Now the chapter 2 title, all you need to do is to come to the plus button, link, drop the headings, how to make it to which is the title, and use your bullet. Can you see? So that is how you keep doing it. All right, so if you want to do the same thing, click the plus button, link, headings, and conclusion. Guys, that is how you have your table of content using this other method. All right, but if you notice these two methods, if you're using Microsoft, you see something like dot 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 dot. That is, it will be linked to the page numbers. That means each chapter under the table of content making references, you're also seeing the page number, so that you know that chapter 1 starts from page 5, chapter 2 is starting from page 10. Are you getting the point now? No. How do we achieve all of this? Now, this is the mobile app version of this. That is understanding how you can do this using the mobile app. Now, let's get on the web version and let's see the magic we can have using the website. All right. So I'll just clear all of this and let's try the third method. All right. So all you need to do is to go to your website or go to your browser. Now you type in docs.google.com, docs, as you can see it here, docs.google.com, docs.google.com. As you can see the URL there, docs.google.com. So once you type in docs.google.com, now if you are not logged in with the email address, so it is advisable you have your email logged in your browser so that you can actually come here. If you don't have it here, all you need to do is just to click this icon there. It will display the list of emails in your browser. Then you select the ones you're working on the Google Docs mobile app version. All right, if you're using oraimo@gmail.com on your Google Docs mobile app, then you have to make sure that it is the same Oraimo, so that automatically you have your recent job here, recent works here. All right, so as you can see, because I've already switched to the email address I was using on my Google Docs mobile app, now on the web version of it I will have it here. Do you get it now? And it will be appearing as the very first recent document here. All right, so I will just click it. Google Docs will not work if your phone is not set to desktop side, so you have to make sure you toggle this on. Okay, so that's about that. Now guys, as you can see, we have our table of content, we have the chapter 1, we have every other thing here. Can you see Google Docs is not, the web version is not friendly for mobile phone users, so that's why I said just follow what I'm going to be doing in this video. Even to zoom in could be a very big problem. So what you need to do is just make sure that you're placing your make sure that before you come to Google Docs, you've already pressed enter. Before you come to the website version of it, you've pressed enter, so that, in fact, if you want to even do it better, so that it will be easier for you, you can have some text type. Okay, so I can have this one so that we know that it will be easier for me to just click right underneath Toby. So you want to create a space here first. Now I have Toby here. Now let's go back, so that underneath Toby I will just have to generate my table of content, because Google Docs, the website version using your smartphone, can be so hectic. So you need to understand how to play around the interface. Okay, so let's go back. Now you can see now it's automatically reflected here. All right, if you try to zoom out, it's gonna give you tough time. So just place your cursor right under the Toby. Right, now the next thing you want to do is, now as you can see, I don't have all the features here. Okay, so all I need to do is just to double tap outside this text box. All right, I can start to double tap here. Okay, so when you double tap that, can you see it's gonna zoom out, so you can start doing anything you want to do here. Okay, I think it's not displaying all the functions. I think something is missing. It could be here. Can you see now? So whenever you have something like this, just double tap. Just double tap that page so that it will just zoom out. Now can you see now I now have all of this here. Okay, I have all of these options here. So all I need to do is make sure that your cursor is placed right underneath Toby. That's why I say just type a text. You will clear the text when you go back to the app. All right, now what you want to do is, you might not be able to zoom in, zoom out. All right, trying to use your finger, unlike the Docs app that you can zoom in, you can zoom out. All right, all you need to do is just make sure that you place your finger very well right under the insert tab. So I will click insert now. Okay, so click insert. All right, you will see insert. The last option here is the table of content. So you click table of content. Now if you study this table of content, if I try to zoom in, it's not gonna be friendly. So just please, there's one thing you need to understand. If you're watching this video right now and you're not seeing this clearly, click the settings right on this YouTube video now. Locate the setting icon, click the setting. You see the video quality. You want to change it to advanced or better. Just make sure you change it from auto. All right, so you want to change it from auto to advanced. Are you guys what I'm saying now? Let me quickly show you what I'm trying to say. If I go on YouTube now, if I go on YouTube and I play any video here, so let's say I want to play this video. If it's not a short video or whatever, so and let's say this video is not that clear, all I need to do is just to come to this setting icon. I hope you can see where the arrow points. Come to this, click the setting icon. Okay, click the setting icon. You will see the quality. That's the first option there. Click the video quality. By default it is auto, which is recommended just to save your data, but for you to see what we're doing clearly, you can come to use higher picture quality. All right, so you want to use higher picture quality. Okay, so select higher picture quality. So it's gonna bring out the best quality in that video. So you're gonna watch the very nice quality of that video. So that's how to do that. Now all you need to do is this. As you can see, it has disappeared, right? It has disappeared. Okay, so don't forget, now come back to insert. The last option here is table of content. Okay, as you can see that, sorry, there was a distraction there. So now if you study all of this, you get to say that this very first one shows how you can add the table of content with the page numbers, but there won't be a dot. Okay, so there won't be any traceable lines. And if you check the second one, the second option here shows how you can have your table of content with the dot referencing the number as well. Okay, so you can see that. Now for some of you, especially KDP publishers, if you're a book publisher on Amazon, you may want to have your Kindle version without page numbers, right? But if you're writing paperback, it's very, very important to have a page number. Though me, I have both. I have my page numbers in both Kindle and my paperback version. All right. And the third one is what, like I said, just an example of what we did using the manual method. But if you don't want to use those first two methods, you can just come here and choose this very last one here, because you will still have it organized without any number, without any page numbers. Okay, but in this case I want to make use of page numbers, okay, because I will only be using one and you will do the rest yourself. Are you getting the point now? So that's basically how it works. So all I need to do is just to select the second, which is the middle option. I will select this. So automatically I will have my table of contents. Don't see, the moment you're done with this, don't even try to zoom out, don't zoom in, don't do anything, because it may scatter your work. Just minimize and go back to your Google Docs. Bam. Are you getting the point now? So you leave it, it's going to be like this. Just set it back to your print layout and I will just view in Lightroom. So guys, this is my table of contents. Can you see? Now I have my table of contents just like this. So instead of me doing the manual work, trying to use bullets to shift this one inside, as you can see, automatically using the web version of it, it has, arranged it for me perfectly. So do you get now? So that's how you add a table of contents to your book. For instance, like I explained, if I don't want this dot, you've seen the three options there. I choose the one that best suits my work, the one I prefer to make use of. So that is it. I prefer to go with the second one because I love it to have the dot. It makes my work look pretty much matured, all right? Both referencing the page numbers, and that is basically how it is. All right, and maybe probably if you want it to look as if it's a linkable table of contents, you can just decide to highlight everything and you can just paint it. You see what I mean by painting is just you can just give it a color blue. All right, so here you go. This is your table of contents. So now question yourself, which of these three methods would you prefer to go with? I'm sure you would love to go with this very last method. Do you get? Because number one, it is faster, it helps to make an informed decision. Do you get now? So immediately you can just decide, okay, I want to make use of the first one. I want to make use of the first one without these dots, but it will have the page numbers. I want to make use of the second one with these dots and still has the page numbers, while I want to make use of the third options without the page number, without any dots. Are you getting the point now? So instead of you highlighting or using the second method of using the plus to get your table of content, this method is actually faster. So it is now left for you. It is up to you to make your decisions. Okay, so guys, that's how you can actually add a table of content to your Google Docs perfectly. All right, there's no magic. This is basically what you do, even if you're using Microsoft Word. So nobody should tell you can make use of your phone to do some kind of stuff. The only challenge you people have is information. When you get the right information and implement it, trust me, you're better than your previous self. Do you get the point now? And let's say in your book content you still have some subtopics. If you're using the Microsoft, you'll be able to select the number of headings you want to get in your table of contents. In this case, if for instance this how to make it work falls under chapter 1, which is relationship. So let's say the method I decide to go with is the first method, which is my chapter, and in front of it my title. Right now, let's say in that very chapter, all right, I have some sub headings there, which is so, and I still give them maybe like heading 2, heading 3, and definitely it's going to appear in the table of content. All I need to do is just to highlight it and delete them. It doesn't affect your book. Do you get my point now? You just highlight and take them out so that it won't display there. Another thing is, let's say after all of this, you now maybe there's an error somewhere and maybe you want to delete these theories or you want to replace it with something. Instead of you going back to Google Docs website or you delete all of this to go and do it again, it is very simple. just so let's say we want to this chapter 1, or let's say we want to make any changes to this. So let's say instead of theories relationship between principles and learning, all right, so let's just put it this way. Don't forget that this thing has changed and you will need to update your table of contents. All you need to do is just to click here, all right, just click on any of the chapters here. It could be this, it could be anyone. Now you see these three dots, you see something like follow link, edit link, and the last dot, right? Three dots. All you need to do is just the moment you click on any of these content, just click the three dots and you will see something here. You see update table of content. So that's how you see that relationship between theories will change. So let's do that right away. Just click anywhere, but maintain, it should be within the box, within the table of content. So just click here, do this, and update table of content. Can you see that we have between principles and learning? Let's go and check what we just changed. Relationship between principles and learning. All right, so do you get that now? And it has reflected here. Are you getting the point? That also, guys, if you're learning something now, don't forget to like this video right now, subscribe to this channel, and hit the subscription bell, all right, the notification bell. So that is basically how you add table of content to your books using the Google Docs, all right, or probably how you add table of content on Google Docs, both the app and the web version. So like this format we started with, you can just decide to take it out, you can decide to delete the 2B now, all right, because all right, we've just used it to create a space there so that when we get to the web version we won't make much mistake or be disturbed. If you're using a laptop, this one is very, very smooth and direct, but because I have to make sure I made a very simple way. I made it very simple so that if you're using your smartphone, and I think I've been able to break this down. So guys, if you love this video, if you've gained value from this, don't forget to like, share, you see, subscribe to this channel, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified in my subsequent helpful video. I love you guys.